जय श्री राम। आज हम लोग कैंटो 30 शुरू करेंगे। हम लोग आज कैंटो 30 शुरू करेंगे। एंड द समरी, राम किल्स खरा, गॉड्स एंड सेजेस अपलॉड हिम. So, having shattered that maze with arrows, Sri Ram, a scion of Raghu for his part, who was fond of virtue, smilingly uttered the following furious words. Is this the totality of your strength that you have exhibited, O vile ogre? Though much deficient in strength as compared to me, you brag in vain. Fallen to the ground when split into pieces by my arrows, this mace of yours, you being bold in braggadocio alone, has dashed to pieces the confidence reposed in it by you. Even the declaration that was made by you in the following words, I hereby wipe away the tears of the relatives of the ogres killed in battles, has proved false. Even as Garuda, the king of birds, snatched away nectar from the custody of gods in heaven, I shall take away the life of the vile ogre that you are, mean of nature and immoral of conduct. The earth will quaff your blood, enriched with foam and bubbles, when your throat has been pierced and your body torn by my shafts. Closely embracing the earth like a young woman, hard to win, you will lie asleep, forever covered with dust all over the body, with both of your arms severed. When you, the disgrace of the ogres, are laid in protracted slumber, this Dandaka forest will turn out to be a place of resort for sages who afford shelter to all. When your abode in Janasthana has been destroyed by my arrows, O ogre, ascetics will roam about fearlessly everywhere in the forest. Ogresses who caused terror in others will run away, afflicted through fear, from the Dandaka forest today, their faces wet with tears, their kith and kin having been killed by me. Your wives, whose husband is of such immoral conduct as you, and who are born like families, will taste the sentiment of pathos today, being deprived of all enjoyments coveted by all. O ogre of cruel disposition and mean mentality, a standing thorn in the side of a Brahman, oblations are poured into the fire by ascetics full of apprehension on account of you. Khara, whose voice waxed sterner due to wrath, censured in the following words Sri Ram, a scion of Raghu, who was uttering such angry words in the forest. Surely you excessively vainglorious and fearless, even in the face of dangers. Evidently, you are in the grip of death. That is why you cannot judge what should be spoken and what should not be spoken. Indeed, men who are caught in the noose of death can no longer distinguish what ought to be done and what ought not to be done, their senses and mind having been thrown out of order. Speaking as aforesaid to Sri Ram, and then knitting his eyebrows and further eagerly casting his eyes all round for some weapon to be used in the encounter, the said ogre saw a big sal tree not far off, and sharply biting his lip, uprooted it. Whirling it with his arms and loudly roaring, the ogre, who was possessed of extraordinary might, hurled it at Sri Ram and said, "You are killed." Cutting down with his volleys of arrows the approaching tree, the glorious Sri Ram summoned violent anger to make short work of Khara in the battle. Covered with perspiration due to anger and with the outer corners of his eyes reddened through anger, Sri Ram thereupon pierced Khara on the battlefield with 1,000 arrows. Like the flow of torrents from Mount Prasravana, Copious foaming of blood gushed forth from the cuts made in his body by the arrows. Rendered uneasy with his arrows by Sri Ram in battle and maddened by the smell of blood indeed, Khara ran fast towards Sri Ram. Taking a bit hasty strides, Sri Ram, who was skilled in the use of missiles, retreated 2 or 3 steps in order to be able to strike Khara, who was rushing towards him, highly infuriated and bathed in blood. Then, for the destruction of Khara in battle, Sri Ram seized an arrow blazing like fire and looking like another rod of Brahma, the creator. Nay, the celebrated Sri Ram, whose mind was given to righteousness, fitted to his bow the said arrow gifted through the medium of Saint Agastya by wise Indra, the ruler of gods, and discharged it towards Khara. Discharged with great vehemence by Sri Ram, stretching his bow, that mighty arrow hit the chest of Khara, making a thunder-like sound. Being burnt by the fire of the arrow, the notorious Khara fell to the ground, as did the demon Andaka, entirely burned by Lord Rudra in the Sweta forest. Killed by Sri Ram with that arrow as Vrata with a thunderbolt, Namuchi who with foam, or Bala with a stroking of lightning by Indra, Khara fell down dead. In the meanwhile, united with the Karanas, celestial birds, and loudly beating their large drums on all sides, gods, who felt greatly rejoiced and wonder-struck, rained a shower of flowers all round at that moment on Sri Ram. They said, in the course of an hour and a half, 14,000 ogres, headed by Khara and Dusana, and capable of assuming any form at will, were got rid of with sharp arrows in a major operation. Ah, great indeed was the feat of Sri Ram, the knower of the self. Wonderful is his prowess. Oh, his firmness too looks like that of Lord Vishnu. Speaking as aforesaid, all those gods went as they had come, hailing Sri Ram. Then all the royal sages and great sages assembled, including Saint Agastya, who all felt rejoiced, spoke as follows. For this very purpose of bringing about your sojourn in this area, the great Indra, the subduer of demon Paka, and the smasher of enemies' fortresses, who is possessed of exceptional glory, visited the holy hermitage of Saint Sarbhanga. You were brought to that region tactfully by great sages for compassing the extermination of their sworn enemies, the ogres of sinful deed. This aforesaid purpose of ours has been accomplished by you, O son of Dashrath. The great sages will henceforth vigorously practice their devotions in the Dandak forest. In the meantime, issuing forth from the mountain cavern, which was difficult of access, with Sita, the valiant Lakshman sat down in an easy posture in the hermitage. Being glorified by great sages and honored in every way by Lakshman, the victorious and heroic Sri Ram duly entered the hermitage. Seeing her husband, who had made short work of enemies and brought happiness to great sages, Sita, a princess of the Videha territory, felt rejoiced and embraced him. Nay, transported with supreme felicity to see the hordes of ogres killed, the daughter of Janak, Sita, felt gratified to find Sri Ram all well. Then closely embracing once more that destroyer of the ogre hordes, who was being highly extolled by exalted souls full of delight, the daughter of Janak, Sita, felt rejoiced, her countenance lit with joy. Thus ends Canto 30 in the Aranyakand of the glorious Ramayana of Valmiki, the work of a Rishi and the oldest epic. Jai Shri Ram.